Let's take a deep breath. Yay.
Yeah, welcome back, family.
Welcome.
To another episode of Medicine
From our hands.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
With your co-host, Dr. Charlie, here, an elemental healer, bringing ancient wisdom back to the modern age.
And Blossom, a full spectrum doula, using food as medicine to help heal our bodies, our minds, and return us home.
Yeah, so welcome back. Let's start off with events that are coming up this week.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun ones. Do you want to go ahead and tell us about our first one?
Yeah, so our first one is the sound bath that we're having on April 4th from 1 to 2:30. And that's happening here. Oh, I got to get the camera going over here. I forgot to set up the camera over here. And that's happening in the American College of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. And that's here in Houston. And that's going to be a really cool setup that we have going on the college, where we're really helping reset everybody's nervous system for the weekend. So that in the evening, you can
come check out Elements of the Seasons. This beautiful event will be happening at Pillars of Light in Old Town Spring from 7 to 10 p.m. Please register with the ticket link in my bio, our Partiful app link. But you should expect some beautiful cacao, movement, breath work, drum circles, and feeling community and life and blood flowing through your body. We've been working diligently on this project from last year, but we're revamping it, and this theme is Aries season. So I really hope if you're available and in the Houston area, you come check us out.
Yeah, and welcome to Aries season.
Welcome
to the astrological new year. Yay. Also, it
Happy
is
New
Blossom
Year.
season.
Oh,
So
yes.
We're going to be celebrating
Come on,
that.
there's some music for this.
We're going to be celebrating that, right? We're planning to go to Dragonfly.
Yeah. We're going to be hosting my solar return party at Dragonfly Fest. Come on. So Leo Moon and Medicine from Our Hands will be there. We'll be making delicious, nutritious meals in the kitchen. My band will also be performing, and that's going to be a 2.5 hour set. A static dance, live drumming, music, feeling good in your body. It's going to be this epic DJ set that's really immaculately composed. So that's going to be April 15th through the 19th in Del Valle Valley, Texas, and near Austin. And we hope you come check us out. We're performing Thursday evening.
Yeah. And then after that, we got Confluence, and we're going to another festival out in Bandera, Texas. And that one has it's at the Sovereignty Ranch. So this vibe is a lot more still in that hippie vibe, the people who are fighting kind of the system. And it's a lot more of the sovereignty group of people who really believe in being sovereign yourself, and really not needing such a heavy government to manage us, just because here we are today with all the problems we're sharing and talking about. And so Medicine from Our Hands is all about actually sovereignty, right? Sovereignty of medicine, and that we are the ones who are in control of the distribution and the sharing and of giving medicine to each other. So that is Confluence. So I'll be doing meridian movements there. So I got 85 minutes right before. This is on Saturday afternoon, right before the main event. So we're gonna be
Cool.
almost kind of opening for everybody, where we're gonna be sharing with people where their meridians are, how to move their bodies, in conjunction with your breath, right? Because that's what Tai Chi Qigong teaches you, is actually how to move with your breath. We learn it through yoga, so a lot of people think only yoga does that. No, many of our indigenous practices were doing practices using breath work. And so we're bringing that back into town and share with people that, like, hey, breath work with movement is in everybody medicine and technology, right? And so we should all be remembering that medicine together. So that would be at Confluence. So we have a really exciting April coming up.
Yeah.
We love for you all to join us in these different ways. And we'll be also, as we're doing these events, we're also really continuing to develop our own kind of play shops or musical evolution of like what a band is, right? Just because I feel like you guys are evolving what bands represent, bands that have intention to give wellness off. I was thinking we should create this whole new genre of wellness bands.
What?
Right. So like
That's
when you come
fly.
to listen to art, like right, people like say, hey, we go to a concert and we listen to a live band, right? But like why people are complaining, oh, MP3 is going to ruin music. No, actually the concert was always the place we're supposed to listen to music. The MP3 was the way you were able to learn about this band. And so we have to also remember, we're not here to play music on digital worlds. We're here to play music live for you all. But now today, our live experience comes with you playing drums with us. You smelling essential oils together and having an aromatherapy wellness session. Maybe we all eventually bring teas. We're looking to bring in teas. So maybe we have a beautiful tea, maybe some sugarcane juice in between to energize you, some sea moss popsicle
Bong.
to help you for the dancing that happens at the end of the show. What if we also had massages?
What?
Right. So imagine
is
like
it.
you're going to a concert. You're like, oh, what kind of concert are you going to? Oh, I'm too old for concerts. Like, no, dude, these concerts, it's all about wellness. And so what if we started to like get old people to go to our wellness concerts and come
Dude.
out and they're like, how did you dance? Oh, we get massages before we start dancing.
Wow.
We do breath work. They teach us about our meridian so that we're dancing and not
All in
hurting
one
ourselves.
event?
All in one event.
Ay, Dios mío.
Right.
Sign me up.
So that's how we're looking to reimagine, re-innovate on the concept of concerts, right?
Yeah, because it's a hybrid of even working out. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's a dance.
You definitely, you definitely work
How
out
we
at the
dance.
end. Yes, because you just can't help dancing by the end. Listening
help
to their
it.
progression was so beautiful. Because I got to experience you guys in the like being a musician
Tell the
this
people,
time.
what was it? What was it called?
It was called for the coming one, right?
Or the recap? Because what are you?
Yeah. So the recap was called. Well, it was Prism Experiences at Medicine for the People.
Yes.
But I got to also join them a few days before to kind of prep for the set, just to kind of plan for what we were bringing. And being able to, like, I got to experience them as a participant once. And I was like, wow, that was beautiful. And I love the intention they were setting. But because you're not in fully, you don't know, like, but because I know all the different modalities of healing, I knew what you guys were doing. And then now being able to see you guys' set build up to it, you're like, wow, you guys, I was saying, you guys have an album. You guys are making an album on the fly for an hour. And the different
Wow.
section you guys are creating are like different tracks on this album.
Moods, tracks.
Yeah, you guys, like, you start with like getting people excited, and then you like ground people out. People are breathing together, people are connecting together, and then as you start building up the music again, you start noticing everyone's in sync, everyone's connected. And so as you're building up to what everyone's looking for in these raves or any of these musical things, they're going for that big drop, right? Build, and then it drops, and everyone comes out, they're dancing, they can't help it, and everyone's having a grand old time. And that's what you guys are doing, is really working with people's energies in being able to get people excited together, and then go, okay, now let's really tune in. So we go we ground and everything slows down and we're breathing and we're talking to the people. And it's like, wow, it was so beautiful. It was like a shamanic experience, but like your shaman is on stage playing music with you, right? And we could easily throw in a little cacao ceremony right before, right?
Right there.
So there's just so many
You see it.
so many things that we can do, and I see this as like the evolution of what concert rock band are, right? Or music bands, because when we've all experienced the spiritual band, but I feel like a lot of spiritual bands have a more digital synth to them, to their music.
Yeah, you've nailed it, because you know what it is? It's Mish Martinez who thinks, I want to not only have earth drums, I want them grounded on the earth, and I want everyone to be interacted. I don't know, well, I believe there's no ego involved, but you have to, in order to put together this event, to say, I want everyone to feel like a rock star, not just me. And then that, or the digital sound is replaced with that. So you have tambourines, shakers, maracas, congos, djembes, dun. I mean, it sounds like the heartbeat of Mama Earth too, but I think that's what is reverberating the shamanistic feel you're referring to.
Yeah, what's beautiful about the music, it's an inclusive music. You can include yourself by playing music with us. And so we build up to that. And, like at first when you're there, and we noticed it, like how many people showed up in the beginning because they didn't know who was playing. And then by the end, and everyone always said like, wow, you brought everyone out to dance at the end of your set. I'm like, yeah, that's what happened, is because I feel, and I love dancing. I always go, like dance places are my thing, right? Where people love karaoke, which I love, but like, I love dance hall and dance music.
Oh, me too.
And
You're from the Caribbean.
Yeah, of
Come
course.
on.
And so you can see the defense mechanism of dancing, where people have like this, like, oh, I can't dance because whatever certain issues they have. Like, don't talk to me. I
So
can't
true.
dance with you or whatever. But what we do is we basically put people into like the shamanic trance right away. We're like, hey, we're playing music. Listen to us. Hey, I want you to breathe with me and feel your feet. Hey, we're present in the moment, and now you're going to feel the music. Boom! And then music kicks. And you're like, holy crap, did someone just take over my body? And because what happened is like, you guys basically break people's defense mechanism that we're also afraid of in public setting. And you hear this today. Today's most common issues I hear is, oh, I got social anxiety. Oh, did it start from 2022? How did you know? It happened to everybody, yo. Like, we all got globally traumatized.
Yeah.
And we became afraid of humans.
It's true.
Right. And so what you guys do really well is that you drop people's guards down, and suddenly people are willing to dance. And I noticed no one was doing the creepy, I want to dance with you moment. Like, they were just ecstatically dancing. Like, someone just gave them a pill of ecstasy, which we didn't. But it was just like, at the end, you're like, wow, we need to like get people to like leave
Calm
the
down.
stage and calm down. And I feel bad for the ones who come after, because
We brought it.
Yeah, like by the end, like you could say we had spiritual mosh pits.
Yeah, because also I feel like a part of it is the sound bowls. You said rock band and rock
that's
band.
right.
Sound bowls levels the playing field. It really brings you into a meditative state, even if you have drums. So you want to like, it brings you in to listen to the music.
That's
It calms you.
why I feel like we are bringing wellness. We should just
Call it, say
we are
it.
wellness bands.
I'm writing it down.
And if you guys want to invite us into your event, to a wellness event where you need a live band that's gonna bring the frequency medicine to your event, please call 1-800-MEDICINE from your hands. From our hands, I forget.
Wow.
From all of our hands to your hands.
Wow. I wrote it down because this is so good. Yeah.
And this is how we come up with these great ideas.
This is
We're
it.
just, really intentionally having conversation about what is it that we're trying to do. And a lot of our insight comes from our intention. Mish wanted to share music with people, and that intention became what it is today. And you feel that in our music, because we're not just playing music, like we have intention behind it. I often say my intention is healing first, music second. and then you guys come in with music first, healing second, right? And what's great is like there's music and healing happening no matter which way you're looking at it.
It's
So
both.
we're in good hands.
That's so cool. I agree. And what's more for me, because these are really the first band experiences I'm experiencing, and I'm grateful it's in my later 20s. I have such a deeper appreciation, I feel, for life in general, but for this. But this energy he's talking about literally spills over and pours into then our sound baths that Charlie's hosting at his college. So that high frequency and energy is just rattling maybe leaves in the wind, or moving a water drum, and then the connectivity we have with the sound bowls. It's like the mallets are almost moving themselves, you know? But it's just so cool because that's such a wide range. That's range. And it gets me so excited about whatever music then is presented or event I can be a part of to give it, because the sound bowls are healing my frequency and aligning my chakras and giving me a peace of meditative mind. And I'm so blessed to be able to play this on stage. And then the drums are mirroring my heartbeat and mirroring the blood pumping through my veins and how I want to ecstatically move my body and dance. And it's just the best of both worlds.
Yeah, yeah. It's medicine was a beautiful scene, but being there to be of part of a band really changed. And this time I was only there for a few days, just because we actually had to head out to the sound bath and the conference I was in to do another sound bath. And so it was really beautiful to be there for medicine and be there coming in as musicians. Because I know you guys stayed later at medicine,
Yeah.
and we should share this too, just because I think medicine is a really great festival and a really great place to meet others. And I think what you guys understand now is it's a great place to meet, but if we're here to be on a mission for the light, whatever that means to you, and people love to talk about light workers this, light workers that, but like, where are we gathering, and how are we not getting picked off by, the ones who don't want us to be around to change the matrix, right? And so we're trying to be more like a hub for like the light workers who are doing the work, and like we're the lounge where the light workers are hanging out talking about, oh yeah, the other day that mission I had to do to like clean some energies in that space, yeah. And we can appreciate that and know that like we are recognizing the work we're doing, and we don't need those who don't know what we're doing to understand, because I think that was really what was difficult for most of us who have been like to believe that music is here for healing and never succumb to any of the dark tendencies to make music dark, right? Because it's rampant. The reason we have to make our own music today is because music that is psychologically attacking you and causing you to have the mind viruses of today is happening in common day music, mainstream music, right?
As soon as you turn on the radio.
Exactly. That's why I don't play anything from the radio, because I just don't know where all this music's coming from, who's paying for that music to be playing constantly on the radio, right? Because if the radio's free, who's paying for it? And then you should ask yourself, why are they paying to play free music?
Oh,
So those are the dark rabbit holes that we enjoy going to.
Wow.
And yes, we're always going to address them in this show, but there's a lot of awesome stuff that we did this season. So we're not gonna go dark this episode, because there's plenty more episodes where we can choose to. But this episode is really just to celebrate humanity. I think what we experienced and we're really just in the beginning of our conference festival season.
Yeah. It's started with a bang, but we've definitely kicked it off with some firepower.
Yeah.
Maybe even a fire horse.
Exactly. Yeah. And our theme for our music, for our rock band experience, I can only call it.
Cool.
Because it is
I'm
a
with
primitive experience. It is
Yeah.
rocks that we're playing in stones and crystal bowls.
Oh,
Crystal
that's
Crystal
why.
band. We're the crystal band.
Come on, Bong
Wellness
Biggity
crystal
Buds.
band.
Is it-
Are you guys ready for wellness crystal?
Band that doesn't play synthetic music.
Good, so good, so good.
Yeah, so what was beautiful is also being in nature. I think it was
Ah,
nice to be
I love
with all of
nature.
us in nature. we were basically camping again, and
Yeah.
we love when we're all camping together. I think we're like wearing a superhero costume,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because I say often, we're fully in the matrix and we're fully spirit. So to go both, like meeting in nature is those wild worlds coming together. So it just feels like when we're in our tribe, we're in our vision quest and we see so clearly the future, our trials, our tribulations, the beauty that's coming, the beauty that we're witnessing. But nature gets in like a deep cleanser, deep exfoliator, just washes what no longer serves and
Yeah.
gives us such new perspective. And meeting new and beautiful community is just so good for the heart. It's warming for the heart.
Yeah, it's beautiful to be in that space, to be able to meet people that you don't have to put up any defense mechanism.
Yeah,
Everyone's just really open to hear your beautiful story. Everyone's got a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And what you also learn in these circles that's very important that we tend to forget is creating
protection.
boundaries and protection,
Mm-hmm,
right? Just because many of us really come to these places because we are wounded by the system, and so what happens is we sometimes will replay out wounds, right, of attention, maybe, right? So like, some of us most likely who went to these festivals weren't growing up with the cool kids, right? And so we may have experienced a lot of like being the outlier where like, oh, you like these weird things, right? You like crystals, right? And today now we meet our own, and there's this like flirtation and like almost like I can't believe someone sees me finally. And so a lot of these feelings feel romantic where they could just be, oh my God, someone finally sees me. I have another divine being who recognizes my divine in me. And so sometimes that becomes, I need to date them, right? Because we may forget how it feels to date anyone because we have been avoiding people because,
Oh my goodness.
people are just not in their my frame of mind. And so,
Oh my goodness.
what we have to remember is not to go, oh my God, he can understand chakras. And now he's like the hottest guy on the block, and women too, just because she's got yoga pants doesn't mean she's spiritual.
Oh.
And I should not be judging your spirituality based on how tight your pants are.
Okay.
Yeah, right? It's weird because that second chakra, we still have 5 more to go. So if you want to activate that third eye, let's drop the sexual stuff early, please.
No.
Let's move on past our sexual desires and see each other as humans, see each other as souls. We all got something to share.
It's more beautiful that way.
It is, yeah. See everybody like brothers, sisters, right?
Yeah.
And that's easier because then incest is much easier to
right?
to really process, because the same thing with we joke in certain Asian tradition, like the Filipinos, or sometimes the Vietnamese weren't known for that, but Filipinos, the joke is you got to be careful about your cousins because your cousins or strangers, other Filipinos, because other Filipinos may be related to you.
Oh wow,
Right?
it's that close.
Yeah, it's that, right? Because it's just what happened with rampant rape is that incest happens, and so it becomes are we related because of unfortunate this is decolonization. Rape is really bad because it's just a more dominant group coming in and just changing and shifting the genetic line through their physical genetic penetration.
Wow.
Right. So those are the things that people don't really talk about because those are the deeper, darker versions.
That's why it comes out in these weirdo things because people can't
Yes.
cope with, I guess, the back trauma.
Right. But we got to
living
face it,
trauma.
right?
Yeah.
And it's not about facing it and then now we're in a 1-hour session about crying
Trauma
about every
jumping.
single trauma
Oh,
we've
yeah.
experienced.
No way.
But it's what's the strength that this trauma gave you? Because you're still here. You're still here playing
That's
the game.
the whole point after anyone who's been traumatized. You're still here. What is your story? What is your healing? How can you grow from there? Because
Exactly.
you were obviously given that lesson so you can share how you overcome it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest myth that people don't talk about in the awakening process is that when you wake up, pain finally feels like fucking pain.
Mm.
But it's in the power of how you handle that pain that makes you awaken.
How you hold it.
How you hold it and how you manage it, right?
What makes it,
That's the
remains
awakening
what
process.
helps you remain awoken.
Yeah.
How you hold it.
Woke is kind of like you went, oh, fuck that. The pain is too much. Let's go and
Good night.
be self-righteous. And now, okay, today's how to be spiritual. Follow these guidelines. You know, tell people that you hate race. Tell people that you like this group of people. Tell people that you want to support this war. Like, come on, guys. Like, stop with that. Like, we're not here to be that. So I think, you know, we got to address the dark things that happen in the spiritual circle so that we can address them as a collective to be able to turn them into lotuses, right? From the gunk of the pain, can you actually turn into a lotus? So, you know, setting boundaries, and we often see that because we are playing we are healing people in that moment that you're giving an opportunity for people to dance and cry and heal and release. Like, they don't realize that it was the music. It wasn't us. We played in our divine guidance where, you know, spirit is playing through us and the music shows up, and what people feel is the music because that is divine. You know, we're just a conductor of that energy. And so people are going through these experiences, and sometimes they feel, oh my God, Charlie or your band did this to me. And so now I need to be addicted to you. You know, and that becomes a spiritual psychosis where we become addicted to something, addicted to crystals, addicted to bowls, addicted to any kind of, you know, plant medicine. You know, these things happen because you were in suffering and then you're not. And so whatever got you out of suffering,
you want to honor, respect,
you want to honor, but it becomes then the obsessive honoring, right? The excess honoring, which becomes obsessive compulsive. And that's where the basis of Stockholm syndrome comes from. Because it's in that honoring that someone gave you something nice, that you honor them to the point of your own detriment. And that's why we have psychosis. You have people kind of giving up everything in their lives so they can follow someone. And this is what we're trying to teach you. Even as a doctor, don't follow me. Like, there are thousands of other doctors that are amazing as well, you know, but the conversation is, who are you as a unique individual and what are your needs as individually timed as it is, so that today I could be your doctor, but in 10 years from now, maybe you find a better doctor that works better for what's going through in your life at the time. Right. And so recognizing that we're here in abundance to heal each other, and you don't need to be addicted to any of us, is really remembering the medicine comes from all of us.
Yeah. And it's a couple things. For one, addiction brings you to the truest sense of yourself. A vice is not a vice. A vice is a vehicle to show you where you feel weak and you feel vulnerable and you feel not accepted and you feel low self-esteem. And it's to show you that it's okay. So it's not about just going to AA meetings and saying, like, you're such a bad person. It's really identifying the vice in your life and replacing it with a cup of coffee.
Or healthier vice.
Or a hug to yourself.
Oh, yes.
Well, a healthier vice, but what I saw
Relative to.
At Sprinkles Cupcakes, my first job here in Houston, Texas, most nights and some nights we would donate cupcakes, and these cupcakes would go to drug recovery people. And I asked my manager one day why, and he was like, because that sugar rush is like a close thing to the drug rush, and it really helps. And it's not the best and healthiest, but it's better than the drug. So there's levels of healthy. Because I was telling someone, like, oh yeah, you get organic food, and they were like, yeah, until I can afford that, I'm just gonna do conventional. And I was like, respect. At least you have a plan and you know where you're going.
Yeah.
But I say this to say, so
Wait, can we? This reminds me of, we joke about this all the time.
What?
Urine therapy. Okay.
Oh, LOL.
Yeah, because in the community of spiritual circles, it's almost kind of like a flex if you can handle urine therapy. And so oftentimes we joke about this. You're like, people are like, hey, I can do all this to save my life. Sure, right? But are there things you can do right now for free that you can do without a thought? And if those are available to you, do those first. Because sometimes the stuff you want to do, like getting full organic food in your life, if you've been eating fast food all day long, may be a very huge jump. And so this is where like I find urine therapy. I'm sure there's 1,000 good things for it, but it's just such a huge jump in terms of emotional, in terms of um, everyday standards, right? It's like you have to break so many of your own barriers and limitations of what you think is good for you or not good for you to even get to urine therapy, right? And so that's what I'm saying. It's like I can choose to buy more organic food before I have to move to having to drink
Right.
urine, right?
Of course.
But this is what we're also saying is like all the medicine we're doing, like please, we're not telling you have to listen to us. That's a medicine you need because you heard us say it. You should task your body, is this a medicine for me right now?
Right.
And it's the right now that's the medicine.
Right.
Because you can't go, is this a medicine for me? And you're like, well, not right now, but I could see you doing this when you become deficient in 10 years because you're not deficient in that, but you just think you are because you think everybody your age is like you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's Asian is like you. Everybody who's an American is like you. Everybody who's a male is like you. Like, you guys, we have to stop identifying to stereotypes when it comes to medicine.
Yeah.
Because you are an individual and you have individual factors that made you have discomfort that you need help to go back into comfort, right? That's really the healing process. Everything else is just noise that we've put labels on, and now we've convoluted what true health is.
I agree. And so instead of being addicted to a band or sound that has brought you healing, you should come get real healing at Dr. Charlie's clinic. Okay? Great segue. I know. I'm on it. Because I just regenerated and I got younger and I got better. And I'm going to explain a bit, and then I want to pass it to Charlie so he can actually explain the science behind it. But there's this fantastical, incredible machine. Right now in 2020, here's 6. We thought there'd be flying vehicles and, well, there's self-driving cars and, I don't know, bionic body parts. That's happening too. But guess what? There's this machine that can heal you totally. And there's going to be things and flags and algorithms and comments. Fine. But I can only express my experience, and I'm blessed and grateful to say I even encountered or experienced this in my life one time. So it's called the Hocket machine, and you derobe and you take a deep breath, and there's beautiful music playing. There's a galaxy of stars. It's a cozy, quaint room, and you sit in this kind of spaceship looking thing, and you can choose between a different cocktail of healing. So there's different numbers, and numbers represent illnesses or unwellness things, and per that number, the number translates in this machine as zapping that illness through plates, metal plates through the soles of your feet. So there's everything from glaucoma, anxiety, parasites, there's general inflammation, there's gastronic digestion, there's anything you can think of, experience in this life. I realize illnesses are denoting or telling ourselves, our bodies, our surroundings, our doctors, how hard or easy the life we are living, right? This machine can erase it. And it's not just a one-time thing. Maybe there's a series of treatments you will go over. But from the first one, seeing the sweat and the waste, the toxins that left my body, seeing the heavy metals in it, it was incredible. It was divine. And what's more is, as this was happening, my heart was racing. And I was like, feels like I was running up and down a football field, but I was stable. So like there was nothing I was doing. But in that deep pull of the ozone layer and my feet getting zapped with these frequencies, I felt literally better. I was like, this is what health feels like. This is what being at the peak and pink of your health feels like. So I'll let Charlie just describe that some more. But what I realize is like it would be very easy to be addicted to this feeling. But I mean, there's monies and things that can keep people from things. But what I realize is what's more is to not leave the machine the same And if you do receive this much healing and regeneration, and you leave it, and you leave with this, do not continue to live the life you were previously living to get in the same results. So it's a gentle push to have you actually aimed and centered to live a more healthier lifestyle. So addiction, I feel, comes because it feels like this cigarette's all I got. It's not even talking back to me, but it's telling me I'm pretty and I need it, and I get it. But what I realized is I'm sure they have something for nicotine in that machine. But what's more is it removes the brain fog and the parasites, the need for wanting just to consume, and you reset to a state of homeostasis, and you can choose and do whatever you want from there. But it grants you another opportunity at that. In this heavily polluted world, greenhouses, chemtrails, fast fuzz, BPIs, all of the things, this machine can help you. Dr. Charlie, can you give me some more why I feel amazing, why I feel like doing cartwheels out of bed?
Yes. Thank you for that beautiful everyday everyday description of what's happening. She's not wrong in what's happening, but the science behind it is a little bit deeper. Is the sweating experience is a very old indigenous medicine that we have constantly used. It's called the sauna. Sweat lodges is another term for it. Temazcal, right? Just different cultures have used sweating because in our medicine, traditional Eastern medicine, purging through sweat is one of the modalities of healing because we naturally are filled with toxins and things that shouldn't be in our body. And so that's very important to have as a tool in medicine. And so this machine basically realized that technology has the ability to put many modalities together and give and then has a brain to kind of simplify what used to be a very difficult process. Because when we were having Sweat Lodge, if you're having a really tough time today, you can just bust out into a Sweat Lodge. You'd have to go and wait for the local Sweat Lodge this Saturday, which it could be 3 days from now, to actually set up so that you can go into the the experience with somebody else. And sometimes you may not want to be in the room with somebody. Maybe that person hurt you that's going to be at the Sweat Lodge, right? And so having a personal Sweat Lodge is important. So what we do is we do the purging of the toxin using this combination of ozone, carbonic acid, and carbon dioxide to really simulate, between high altitude, low altitude, to push both the blood circulation, because the blood circulates while the lymphatic fluids are being released in the skin. And when that happens, you're releasing toxins. That's why a lot of times we look at what your sweat looks like, because pool of toxins will join together, right? Like attracts like. So if you have heavy metals, you suddenly notice there's metal pieces in the sweat. You'll notice plastic in the sweat that comes out. And sometimes we'll look at it. And usually, obviously, I can always tell who's got more detox experience than not because of what shows up. People who haven't detoxed before, fasted before, are basically haven't had the city garbage disposal come by to pick up their trash. So trash has accumulated in their front yard. So usually for someone who's never experienced that, when you do a first detox, that's why we choose to be very gentle at first to test out your constitution for going through flushing out so much of your skin. And if we see a whole bunch of toxins, we're like, okay, we're going to keep pushing at this level of heat because this is a level of heat that's happening for healing. Sometimes like the initial heat when you first start sweating isn't the healing. It's when you get after that first 10 minutes is when you're now, the body's like, oh, we're still sweating? You guys empty out the trash. And so now we start emptying out all the actual toxins in the cells because the body's like, wow, the body has another way of expelling. Because if you're not expelling through your skin, you should be expelling through your poop and through your pee. And that's why we always ask for your poo and pee as your diagnosis. So often in America, we are afraid to talk about our poop and look at our poop. That's why most people don't know what kind of disease they have, because the poop tells you a lot about what is internally happening. So the Hawking machine has both a sauna, using as you're breathing in ozone as it's pushing carbon dioxide in your body to create the heavy circulation sweating experience with the steam and heat, right? So that's thermic energy. And then you're sitting on these silver plates, and those silver plates are using the technology of the Rife machine. If you know who William F. Rife, he basically understood that when you got sick, you were giving off, just like your body's telling you, hey, we're sick, we have this problem. So it sends a signal. Our body sends signals using frequencies. So just like a radio frequency sends different frequencies to tell you where it's at. So when you have inflammation, you get overall frequencies that release, because now you can hear it. There's an inflammation in your body. This is where psychics are able to pick up these senses of frequencies in your body because they're tuned to it naturally. And this is where the autism kids have this natural gift and they just don't know how to translate it to us. They're probably feeling it like, oh, this person's weird. I feel this weird frequency. And they kind of walk away because they don't know how to deal with it, right? But today with Rife, who was able to prove that our bodies constantly send signals of our illness, there are frequencies that are sent out of your body when it's hit a certain problem. And so Rife was able to measure all of these diseases using a freaking frequency machine, and then said, what do we know about frequencies and waves? You can create cancel waves. So we're using cancel waves to send through the silver electrodes through your feet that conducts electricity. That's why we ground on the dirt, because dirt is electrically tuned. Guys, you guys don't even know. Nature technology is the original motherboard, y'all. Motherboard. You guys notice it's not a fatherboard. It's called a motherboard for these computers, because the mother made computers. So this is why even like foot soaks are so important, and why there's so many detoxes that involve the foot. But
because of the shoes,
exactly.
the rubber stops
I kind
it.
of like told my punchline over here. Dang it, my joke was. But yes, the shoe is what really causes a lot of our issues today.
Orthopedic, I'm sure even spinal.
So much.
Oh my goodness.
So some people can say they can fix their spine issues to their feet. Yes, it's possible.
I believe that. Teeth even.
But that's why we do acupuncture in the feet, to fix stuff
Everything
like
else.
posture and your organs. So that's the Rife machine. On top of that, we're shooting red light therapy, red light
beams or lasers.
Lasers. Sounds cooler. Light through the machine. So while you're sweating, you're also now your body and skin is rejuvenated by that red light therapy.
And oh my God, my skin felt amazing. Still does. And looks, but it was amazing. It was like you got new skin. Oh man, please go try it. Try it. Don't believe me. Do your own research.
And as an extra,
or believe me.
And as an extra experience that I was testing out, because we had 3 of us, and so it was Mish, Blossom, and my best friend Indy. He was visiting from Cali, and so the 3 of us are all doing the machine. But yeah, you have to take turns doing the machine, and it's 30 minutes. And I was like, look, if you guys already got the healing done, and I've done it too, and I noticed a lot of times it's like you ran a 30-minute run, but like your body's moving really fast now. Mm-hmm. And so it's really good time to actually do body manipulation. And so I brought out the seated massage chair, and we started to massage everybody's backs while I'm waiting for the machine to basically cook everybody to hell.
Let them cook.
Letting them cook. And so that became like, I could easily sell this package as like a beautiful, I think it's a really good infertility package.
Yeah.
Because if you have infertility, then detoxing should be your number one medicine focus. Because what happens is just you have too many toxins that affects your genetic.
Right.
And your genetics.
And your hormones.
And your hormones. And it's your hormones that work with your genetics, the genetics that work with basically
fertility.
And fertility needs really good genetics. So men too. A lot of you men are not doing the work that you need to support really childbearing, because miscarriage is because of the sperm DNA. So we as men have to do our work to have good solid sperm to provide our children with the best genetics they can to be the superheroes we all
Need to be and want to be.
have to be
Have
today.
to be.
If we see what we're doing to our planet,
Yeah.
we have to be now superheroes. 'Cause-
Superhuman, superhero,
Yeah.
extraordinary.
And that's why all the things that all events that we're doing is like that primitive drumming. We're trying to get you to remember your primitive superpowers, right? Your natural gifts, natural because of nature. So the heartbeat of the drums is that connection to the earth.
Yeah.
And then we have the bowls, and the sound, the vibration is breath. We need to remember to breathe again. You know, we're so intoxicated with basically our
Holding
bodies
our breath.
is holding our breath, causing carbon dioxide to stay in our body, creating the acidic blood that we talk about, creating the free radicalization of the atoms, which causes the inflammation, because free radicals running around looks like fire running around, igniting and then burning everything. So that's where that whole burning inflammation energy comes from, right? So, and then water, not being dehydrated. If you're not hydrating, you're causing this heat, this inflammation. So everything keeps getting worse and worse. And so that's why all these experiences and all the things that we're doing is to remember the 4 elements so that we can remember how to heal ourselves together. So that's why we have these different events. Because yes, you can come to the clinic, and I would love for you to come to the clinic to have a one-on-one experience. But if you don't know music is going to help, come to a group music event, and then you'll see how it feels. And then you'll be like, what happens if I do this one-on-one when someone is tuning in just to my frequency and is able to run those vibrations all over my body, right? So those are different ways that you can experience our healing modalities in like short spurts.
I agree. And why is this different from a regular clinic or doctor's office? Because it's spiritually sound. And anyone that was at the grand opening or when we just went, or anyone that will visit, you walk in and you're like, this is just energetically clean. Then have you ever seen in a doctor's office where there's a massage table where you could get acupuncture or Reiki, sound bowls? And then Charlie has 3 incredible sisters who are doing amazing things. One of his sisters, a dentist, another is a pharmacist, and another is a speech pathologist. Incredibly kind souls, knowledgeable, doctorally sound. These are well-read people. It's not a joke. And they blessed my life and have just welcomed me like as if I'm family. And I'm like, these are my sisters. But these are the brave souls emitting healing through their words, through their direction, through their diagnosis, and getting to know you. And I've literally never went to a doctor's office and left feeling better immediately. And I was not given an orange and white pill bottle and said, take this, go to Randall's or Kroger's or Walgreens. And you'll be better. No, it was like, you need it. We got it. Go be well. Go be a better human. Once you get this healing, don't go do some stupid BS. Go be better. And it wasn't words said. My spirit was like, wow, with a few more days on this planet that I get to be here and in my best health, I want to go be better and do amazing things. So thank you, Charlie, for gifting me such an amazing experience. I can't rave enough about it. I want everyone to experience it once in their life. I can see them. I needed this immense healing when I was like 16, 15, just really going through menstrual cramps, a lot of headaches, a lot of just body aches. I bet it was that I was just too toxified. It was when I slowed down from sports. I played volleyball, softball, and basketball, and around that time I stopped. So I wasn't moving my heart rate, but I just imagine all the healing for children, maybe even babies, but if you have a heartbeat in your body, you should try this machine. Yeah, it's just what I can say. Thank you.
Yes.
And
so let us move to our final piece of our episode where we kind of, with all the things that are going on, we want to share the beautiful things that we experience in our own community for healing. Because I think like the show says, is medicine from our hands. So the medicine we like to offer for you today in our episode, for me, it would be take the time to appreciate the dark triggers as well as the positive triggers. And I think we talked a little bit about this just because you are able to gauge your courage, your will, your ability to do the best version of yourself is when you're facing difficult triggers and you're able to understand how to grow from your triggers rather than to stunt your growth during triggers. And that's important because in today we're so fragile, and it's like I'm not going to change the way I dress, the way I look, the way I talk because someone doesn't like it because of what they experience when they were young or some trauma that happened that is connected to, to what, and like you can't get mad at the color red because everyone has the color red, right? But when people get mad at color red, that's only their personal issues. So this is, I think to us, we're all going through a version of that. We take things personally because something happened to us and we haven't healed from. And so we're constantly locked in this like, oh, I anytime you hear anyone say, I hate something that a ton of people like, sometimes you got to look at that and go, okay, well, you just haven't healed from that. But there's nothing that we should like be afraid of or hate because everything was created for our pleasure. And I think we have forgotten how to appreciate that pleasure. And so we consider these dark triggers bad things. And that's why we are now so fragile as people. And so for us to heal as people so that we can come together is don't take things so personally so that when you can be around people and people say silly things, like even children say silly things all the time. They pick up from adults, but we never get mad at them because we assume they probably don't mean to say something mean. And I think as adults, we always goes, oh, that person should know better. No, stop assuming that.
4 agreements. You just named 2 of the 4.
Exactly. And I think it's a good reminder that like we have to remember, especially in the days of Aries, Saturn, Neptune in Aries has caused a lot of us to hit a lot of triggers, whether we're at war with ourselves, at war with others, trying to find our identity. Come to peace with those triggers and let them go or face them so that it doesn't control you. And that's the strongest medicine I'm going to share with you guys just because we are in this heavy Aries energy. Sun went into Aries, yo. So if you did get into a fight, you should pay attention. You should be not getting into a fight, but something should be coming from within to trigger you into seeing who you are as a person because it's a good time for us to face our own shadows that keep us from being ourselves.
I agree. I have some 3 bing bongs to that. The 4 agreements. I'm so grateful I read this book maybe about 4 years ago, and it really transformed my life. But I'm going to give you the Spark Notes version if you don't have time to get to it. Ready? Don't assume anything. Don't take anything personally. Be impeccable with your word. Always do your best. Boom. If you can remember to do those 4 things in your life, life will go even better than expected. Right? Come on. Thank you, Charlie. The second piece of advice. My piece is going to be journal. I have a journal right here, so you can't even say I do not. It's right in front of me. Why? Because my brain has a lot of beautiful ideas that come so quickly, and if I don't have a voice note, a friend to tell, I journal. But why this is my medicine? Because when I went to therapy a few years ago now, I was in therapy for 9 months, and it was something I begrudged and was really embarrassed and shamed about. But towards the end of the 9 months, my therapist was like, we can actually be friends and be friends outside of this because your life is interesting. And what she was really, I guess, trying to say in a kind of, you're really not that fucked up. You're okay. Get it together, though. Right? And so to see that progression, even saying that is funny. And I did do the work, but in the midst of it and in getting through it every month, I would be like, well, I want longer than a week. In a week's time, I went longer than an hour, but I wasn't granted that. But I would say, I'm starting to journal about my feelings, and she'd say, do that. Blossom, or Kimberly at the time, if you have no idea what to do or where to go after this, make sure you journal. So this is like my 40th journal. I started therapy, I was 21, so I'm 28 now. I have not stopped since, and beautiful dreams and daydreams and realizations have come to me, and it's conscious flow writing has come to me. And I want to just say, with all the heaviness, with all the insecurities and up and down in the world, the why I remember the 4 agreements, I was able to have a pen and a paper and write it down. So it's really good for memory. It's really good for not overwhelming your friends and family and overburdening them with trauma dumping. It's how you maintain a good relationship with your therapist, yourself, and plus, you're not bored or lonely. You're just not talking to yourself, and you're avoiding yourself, and yourself's going to stub your toe and hit this and miss this because it's like, yo, just meditate with me in the field. So that's what I can say. And if all else fails, if all you can do at the end of this 59-minute podcast is go home and breathe, do that. You will be creating the Nobel Peace Prize and world peace within yourself. And all we need is one. We just need you to do it because we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it for sure.
Yes.
And that's how we handle
The
it.
breath work, y'all, it's also like the hint or the tip will always give you. And that's why we always start with breath work in our episode to remind you that breath work is really the most important tip that is so important today that does wonders. That's why we practice it every day. That's why at first we used to like joke and laugh because we're like, okay, this is silly, but we all need it.
Yes.
And after a while now, there's these moments where like, we didn't take a breath yet. We should be taking a breath, everybody. So everybody's take a breath. And so, because we realize how deep it is. And it's, you know, even in knowing that it's very powerful, we still joked as if it was silly to suddenly take a breath together, right? And so discomfort should feel like a little snickering, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. But you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're laughing through it, right? And that's the beauty of really picking up new habits as you're releasing old habits, is that you're not going, oh my God, I can't believe every time we meet with Blossom, we got to breathe. And like, I hate this breath work. And it makes us feel like.
You feel like that?
No, obviously. But like, imagine if that's the intention and energy you're coming with. You're literally fighting with the energy of healing.
Wow.
And so.
Doesn't that stop us all? Doesn't that really hinder?
But that's the simple, when we say pay attention to your intentions and meditation, is because in that meditation, you should have recognized you were attacking yourself.
Oh.
When someone is offering healing, you could choose to go, no, I don't want to breathe with you guys, and just choose not to breathe. But you don't have to say, I'm not going to breathe and huff and puff. Then you're adding negative spin to a positive, outcome.
Yeah, the input is positive. Exactly. The outcome is positive.
But that also just shows how you're choosing to look at life in general.
Yes.
Right.
And it's why you're probably in pain and suffering, maybe in a victimshiphood, but you shouldn't, because it's not happening to you. It's happening for you.
Yes.
This has been medicine from our hands.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us in this episode. We love you. Please find us, not on YouTube only.
In these streets.
Yes, you should be subscribing, but find us in person. Yeah. We are real humans who want to have a real hug with you. We are not paid by any artificial intelligence. No. We are 100% human-powered over here. Yo. So thank you so much. You guys have a great one. Until next time, medicine from our hands, y'all.
Ow, ow, ow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Until next time, family. We love you, tribe.